Hi, it's Maija here, and since a week has passed since Worldcon week, I finally feel I'm a bit more awake and have a bit more energy to film an actual update video. So in this video I will be talking about the things that I did during Worldcon and also what I'm currently reading and my TBR for a readathon that's going on right at this moment, which is the Reading Quest readathon. You might have seen other TBR videos on YouTube. I think it's pretty popular, at least in some circles. And I did decide to join as well, even though I didn't make my TBR on time, because I just couldn't do a post during Worldcon week. So I'm unofficially taking part. But first, the Worldcon part. Worldcon 75 was hosted in Helsinki, Finland from the 9th to the 13th of August. And I had a bit of a whole week of Worldcon week because I met a lot of booktubers who started to arrive during Monday and Tuesday to Helsinki and sort of showed them around and went to eat together and whatnot. And Caitlin from Kitty T was staying at my place, so I met her on Monday and she stayed with me on Monday and Tuesday, and then I helped her get to her Worldcon hotel on Wednesday. So I had a full week. I think I only came home to sleep. A few of the people that I hung around with have actually done Worldcon vlogs, and I feature in at least some of them, if not all of them. Mostly, if you want to see what I was up to during Worldcon week, you should go and watch Caitlin's vlogs, because yeah, we hung around a lot together, at least during the first days. I think also Reija from Bo Finkins, Thomas from SFF 180, Bree from Bree Reads Books, and Claire from Claire Rousseau have done vlogs, and I will link them down below. And if I come up with other vlogs from people who I hang around with, I will also link them down below. Now I'm going to do a bit of a Worldcon haul part. The first thing here is my necklace, which Caitlin kindly gave to me when she came to stay at my place. And it is a little goldfish necklace, goldfish in a bag. It's see-through and it's perfect against a dark shirt. So that's the first thing that I got during Worldcon week. Thanks again, Caitlin. And I also got a few books, of course. The first book that I got was from the gift bag that everyone attending got when they registered. And that is Giants at the End of the World, which is a showcase of Finnish weird, edited by Johanna Sinisalo and Toni Jerman. And this is an anthology of translated short stories from Finnish authors. From the con I also picked up Swords Point by Ellen Kushner, which I have already read. And regrettably, I didn't take this with me on the day that Ellen Kushner was signing, even though I could have easily gotten her signature during the last 30 minutes of her signing time when the queue wasn't that big, so I could have just walked over. But I'm still glad that I have this book, even though I don't like the new editions as much as the old ones, but it's still pretty nice. Then I think it was on Thursday when I was having a snack break away from the other booktubers, and they decided to go to town and have, or the city center, and have some food together. And on the train they met Robin Hobb and took a picture with her. And I was so jealous that when I came to the city, I went to the bookstore and bought The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin, which I'm so excited to start reading finally after Worldcon, after getting my brain power back. So that was my feel better for not getting a picture with Robin Hobb one. Yeah. Before Worldcon started, I think it was on Monday, I picked up a copy of Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb because I haven't read this newest trilogy yet, just to get it signed when Robin Hobb was signing on Saturday. So I got this one signed. And I also got my Falling Apart old copy of Fool's Fate signed, which is one of my favorites from her. It's a bit falling apart, like I said. And here's that one. I'm so happy that I got them signed, even though I was very nervous and didn't really speak to her. And I also found out that I'm internet famous for missing Robin Hobb, because the person standing in front of me in the queue for the signing, when I told him that my friends had seen Hobb in the train, he said, "Oh yeah, I saw that picture on Twitter. Were you the one in the comments complaining how it happened while you were on a snack break?" And yes, I was. So that's it for the actual book haul. I also have a couple of random other things that I got. First, here is my con badge, that I have a few ribbons here. First Worldcon, I Polar Bear Helsinki, Nörttityttö, which is a Finnish geek girl organization in Helsinki. In space, no one can hear you read, from the science fiction bookstore that I think is in Stockholm, and they were selling stuff there. And then a con, I think it's Asia Pacific Science Fiction Con, called Another Planet. So those are the ones that I got. I also got a couple of other ones, but the glue on one of the ribbons didn't hold and they just fell off. And of course I bought a couple of bookmarks. This is a Fox bookmark from Myrntai. She was on the Artist Alley. She's a Finnish artist and she sells stuff on a lot of cons or artist alleys in Finland. And I have a few of her other bookmarks as well. So this time I got a Fox one. And quite randomly, I also got an Alucard one from Helsing. This seems to be the anime version, just because I wanted to buy something and there was Alucard. Then I got a little drink recipe / book ad card from Mary Robinette Kowal after one of her panels. I think it was the Writing Your First Novel one, which my sister wanted to go to on Saturday. And there's a drink recipe on the other side. It's called the French Sidecar, which was named after the sidecars used in World War I. And the book also takes place during World War I. I have read it. It was quite good. Then from the Chinese science fiction table, I got this little leaflet of Chinese science fiction authors. So there's one page for every author, and it says at the top of the page if their stories are untranslated or if they have stories translated into English. So I haven't really lived through it yet, but that will be really interesting. And I picked up a couple of issues of Locus magazine just for the hell of it on the last day. I picked up this one, which is about artists, because I really like Kinnuka Craft, and also Rowena Kai. I actually nominated Rowena Kai for the Hugo Award for Best Artist, but she didn't make the shortlist. And then I picked up another Locus magazine pretty much at random. So that's it for the haul. Now about some little highlights from Worldcon. One of them was definitely meeting so many other booktubers from the booktube SFF crowd. Also getting those books by Robin Hobb signed and seeing her talk in some of the panels. That was great. And there was also this freak storm during, was it Saturday, that just came out of nowhere, and it was actually a named storm, and it hit right on top of the Worldcon building and then moved towards the center of the city. In some of the towns close to Helsinki, electricity got cut off and a lot of trees fell on cars or electric lines. Basically, it was a chaos, but it lasted for a little while only on top of Worldcon. But the wind blowed so hard. I have never been in that big of a storm before. Thankfully, I was inside, but I had a little bit of a wind coming inside when people opened the doors to come in. I found from the news the next day that no one was thankfully badly hurt. So apparently it was only property damage. From the panels, my favorites were the historical fancy panel. I have a lot of notes from that. It had Juliette Marillier and Aliette de Bodard. And now I can't remember who else, but I have a few notes from that, but I don't really know where to post them or what to do with them. But it was a really good panel, and also collaborative writing was really great. It had Ellen Kushner in it, and she was really entertaining. Also Karen Lord, who was the Toastmaster, and she hosted all the ceremonies, the opening ceremony, the Hugo Awards and things like that. She had the greatest voice. And I also saw her talk in a couple of panels, the first novel writing one and a fairy tale retelling one, and now I just want to read all of her books. And then I also learned a couple of pronunciations, which was great to hear authors whose name you haven't been that certain of how to pronounce say their own names, even though I wasn't paying attention during Juliette Marillier, so I don't know if she is Juliette Marillier or Juliette Marillier. So I failed paying attention during that. But I did learn that the authors of this book are Patricia C. Reedy and Caroline Stevermer. So I haven't been certain about Stevermer and Reedy before. And I also learned that Ellen Kushner pronounces it Tremontaine. So I've been saying Tremontaine, but now I learned that the author herself says Tremontaine, so I will keep saying Tremontaine. It is a surname in these books, and also she has the serial going on with the title of Tremontaine, so it's good to know how she pronounces it. I went to the Guest of Honor interview with Nalo Hopkinson, and also right before the con I learned that it is pronounced Nalo Hopkinson and not Nalo Hopkinson. I really liked her as well. The way she talked about her writing and her books was so interesting, and she was just really, really likable, and I just want to read all of her books too now. So that's what Worldcon does to you. I now realize that this video might be a bit too long to actually do the update of reading in the same one. So I'm going to split it and do the reading quest and currently reading part in the next video. So see you in that one.